Welcome back. Welcome back. It is a Wednesday. Let's take care of business, shall we? Let's take care of business. Man, were we in the wrong? It did not go down. Figures. Well, I guess I should say we were in the right to begin with. We were wrong at the end. If I remember correctly, and you guys can correct me on this, the last video pretty much is proof of it. I'm pretty confident. At the start of the video, I said, okay, I should be looking for a trade in a long position. And I never took a trade in the long position. Instead, what I did was I took a trade in the short position. Why? Well, I had changed my mind. I changed my mind thinking price was going to go lower based on where it had been. It was in down mode, but we never broke structure on the high time frame. We can see that here. Price made a low, but it never broke past this low right here, which resulted in us staying in the up position, us staying in the uptrend. It didn't get to break structure until right about here, off of this low. Sorry, I guess right here, off of this low. Now we're in a downtrend, sure, and we haven't broke structure since. Trend-based trading says, hey, we should be looking for a trend or a trade in the down position. Okay? This looks like we should be trading a short. So I've made a boo-boo. Man, if I made a boo-boo. I've made boo-boo. Can I have my chart back now? Thank you. Thank you. I'm looking at this and going, okay. Trend says we're in the down move, right? But we're also not breaking beyond this price level right here. We're not breaking past it at all. Realistically, we're still dancing around this point of control here. I have an idea, though. Because I think we were in the right yesterday when we switched from the 24-hour fixed volume profile to the session-based volume profiles. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. Oh, wow. It really, okay. Okay, we're going to do this, this, this. So here's one point of control. have a bad feeling what's going to happen is we're going to get through marking this off, and what I'm going to see is a point control that's literally gone all over the place, which per the strategy is a no trade scenario. Because we have a point control up here. This session has a point control here. I'm more than likely going to say that this point control is like right in here somewhere. Let's see what it looks like. It's not in a consolidation pattern. It's not going up, then down, then up, then down. It's literally just going down. Okay, so I was wrong. Still fairly close though. Like we had a huge move down here. It consolidated, and then we had a smaller move here. Prices in discovery, we did break structure. We are in a move down. The trend is down. That much is 100%. On the high time frame, it doesn't look like it's really moving down all that much. Instead, what it's doing is slowing down in its direction. Instead, we're seeing a consolidation pattern. And we can see that fairly clearly here. It's not like it's moving crazy high. Instead, it's just tapering off. And it's not like it's moving crazy low. This being the case, the direction I want to trade in today, per trend, is down. Why down? Why not up? Because I don't want to trade against trend. Trading against trend is just a bad idea in general. Why? Because the move up is unpredictably small. We don't know how high it's going to go until it's gone that high. And based on volume profile, we can assume that if it does hit a low volume node and it does retrace back up to the opposite side of the point of control, it has the likelihood of sweeping past the entirety of the low volume nodes we're seeing on the opposite side. So we're on the same page. I'll even demonstrate this. Here's our point of control. Here's a large or high volume node, right? Roughly in this area here. Here's our range. Price sitting in this low volume node from the taper off down suggests that, okay, if it does wind up going and retrace, we could see it go up to here. But just as though it's sitting here, it could easily just say, okay, we're going to flip the script almost entirely. We're going to sit at this, and then we're also going to venture up. Potentially going higher. We could be seeing a reversal. But that's the thing right now. We were in uptrend until literally today. London session, like pre-market. We closed below the low, and it moved down. We haven't seen a break of structure since. Our strategy involves letting price move away from the point of control first, retesting it to ensure that, hey, price might want to continue lower, entering based on both that and the volume profile. Volume profile is strongly suggesting that price is going to retest the point of control and then fall lower. But there is a slight hindrance with that. And it involves the EMA or the SMA and the MACD. MACD says we've been in the down move the whole time, and that is correct. That is correct. However, we are below the SMA here. This and this line up with this quite nicely. What happens if, based on the point of control from session to session, so this right here, Price decides it's going to move up and close above the SMA. Well, now this is throwing a false signal because this is saying we're still in the move down, which is entirely possible, assuming that this retest is correct. But if it doesn't retest this, then how are we to know? How are we to say, hey, yeah, based on this, we can go ahead and just enter in on a short? My thought process is we don't enter on the retest. We enter on the closure after retest because we know that price will have moved away. We know that it will have tested. But we don't know if it will just continue up or if it'll continue down. So the logical approach is to wait for the aftermath. And I think that's what I want to do today. I'm looking for a short based on trend action right now. We are in the down move, and I want to see it move down. Volume profile specifically looks like a D-shaped, B-shaped. The point controls are moving down. And we can see it here. This volume, this point control right here. Price moved down, moved up. Now we're here. Could have failed this. Yeah, this could actually have failed it. This is still saying the point control for this is like right up here. So here's our test. Here's a move low. So do I think price is going to go low based on this? Kinda. Because based on the first retest, we should assume that price is going to go lower. However, something's a bit amiss here because we have volume all over this. Price has gone high, price has gone low, which makes it pretty much break even almost. The next available point of control is up here. We've already seen a retest of it, and it continued lower. So going based off these two, having been tested, we should be looking for the inverse almost. No? I'm inclined to check news, so let's do that real quick. See what news has to say. News is big today. Triple CPI folder. And that went off at 8:30 a.m., so about an hour ago. About. Big news. CPI is a big problem for us. Why? Because it jacks the market all kinds of crazy. It may have been consistent before, but around 8:30 when news hit, let's take a look. We had a huge, this was our retest to that point of control and the drop down. After that point of control, you can see price slowly building back up, slowly creeping back up. We didn't break structure yet, though. How have we not broke structure yet? Take a look. We made a high here and a lower low. This is downtrend. We made a high here, but it didn't close above this high. No break. This is our new high. We have a move up, but we haven't broke the structure yet. So, what do I think is going to happen? Based on current direction of price and the fact that we have not broke structure on the 5-minute and on the 1 hour, we have not broke structure. I think price is gearing up to change, to do a reversal. Based on volume profile, we have a huge amount of volume right here, suggesting that market is about to, this has created a support level. It's not going to go lower just because we want it to. It's going to go higher because price, the institutions, I guess, manipulated price to test this point of control by force, sweeping these highs right here, forcing it lower to sweep lows. So the general direction is, hey, we want to go higher. How best to do this? We're going to like offload, sweep, and then continue up. That's my best guess. That being the case, I want to see where price is going to go on open. So 9:30 exactly. We have 7 minutes for that to go off. I want to see price close above this high. I want to see it move away from this. I kind of want to see it come back down and test it. And then I want to see it retrace back up. Point of control is still high. Very high. That would be our break of structure on the 5 minute. If it decides to close, we have 30 seconds for that candle to close the way it looks like it's going to. I believe the MACD on the 5 minute is also agreeing with us. Yeah, right about here was our time to take a trade because that level's there and we were in a downtrend. However, due to news pushing price beyond its limit, sweeping a low, we should see price just continue to rise. There's the break of structure. I don't think it's going to go low. This is a very well-defined sweep. The biggest problem with this today, taking a trade, is the CPI news. A triple folder off of CPI throws market into a tantrum because no one knows where it wants to go except for the institutions because they're the ones who unleash that kind of thing. And ultimately, the average trader, or anyone new, are going to struggle with navigating this. what I said earlier still stands. We should be looking for a trade in the down direction. Unless we decide to clip up above this and break structure here, in which case this will have been a full-on reversal. You can see it here. This low, so just mark this for funsies. Hello, market open. That low clipped past the majority of these, with the exception of this low here. This low is well defined within this low volume node right here. So from here up, we could be seeing a reversal. I'm inclined to wait though. I want to go to the 5-minute. This is like a resistance level. That's what this is. But if it clips above it, then we know for a fact this was a sweep, and that this is a well-defined reversal. That indecisiveness is kind of crazy, not gonna lie. We have a minute 39 for this candle to close. I do believe it's going to pass up this area of resistance, and we could see it continue higher. How much higher? Thinking right here, thinking right here. I'm thinking this is a point of control that doesn't really need to be lightly dismissed. There's a lot of resistance up throughout this, preventing price from going higher. But it's all that could also be treated as liquidity levels for price to continue up and beyond. We could be in price discovery based on news. However, there are three things like stopping me from taking a long right now. The fact that the point of control right now isn't low, but right where it is. If we're trading inverse, then we'll be trading shorts off the point of control. It being a retest makes sense to me. It really, really does. From there, The second thing is how close the 3 session points of control, all the way from New York Stock Exchange the other day, are so close together. I just said that those could be treated as price levels to target for take profits, but they're so close. They are so close together, and we haven't really gone up recently. On the high time frame, we're still in the down move. All right, we've hit that point of control. If I'm looking inverse for it, I'm looking for a short. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to enter in on a short, like I said at the start of this video. Okay? I'm going to put my final stop loss above these highs here. Why above these highs? Because that is the next available point of control that could really get targeted. The next available one. And my final take profit, where is that? I'm going to go to the high time frame real quick. It's right here. Let's take a look at this, see what it looks like. That's a 1 to 2.31 risk to reward, which is good. Are we in an uptrend right now? No, we are not. We broke structure right here. We've been in a downtrend ever since. We created a lower high. This low didn't really break past, but this is the retrace away from the point of control to retest, and we should see it fall again. The next available low for us to really take into considerations, like way down here. Do I think it'll hit that? Not really. And seeing as it is a news day, I am inclined to think that price is going to only target what it is within reach. And there is a ton of volume right here that is going to get very, very much so tested here in a second. I think price will go as low as this based on where it is now, considering it's on the same line, the same wavelength of volume right here. It testing this and failing suggests it'll come all the way down here to this low volume node for retest. I think I want to do this. I'll put it right there. That gives us a 1 to 4 risk to reward. Why did I put it down there? Because per this curve, there is a well-defined low volume node of fair value gap right here, right? And I do believe price is going to venture down into this, stop, and then return to the up direction. I think that's what's going to happen. I'm going to confirm this. See what happens. I'm pretty confident in this trade. Why? Why am I confident in this? We noted a liquidity sweep. We should be looking for reversals. Break structure up to the high. Well, that is the honest case. You're right. I'm right. A reversal suggests, based on the liquidity sweep, that it's not going to continue down. It's actually going to go up. Volume profile suggests that, and the point controls recently have suggested that price is in a downtrend. What's to stop it? News. News can stop it. And that is the big bad oof right now. I'm going based on previous videos, just abhorrent change of mind. I noted that price could potentially move higher, but that I I did not want to change my mind again because I feel as though changing my mind after depicting a trend and then attempting to trade against said trend results in my ultimate failure in said trade. I learn a little bit, sure, but ultimately I'm not making any progress, any money in this. So, going off of RIP, per the volume profile, the points of control, and general trend, I should be trading with trend. And with trend suggests I should be trading in shorts, should not be trading in longs. Making this trade, in my opinion, a little bit more reasonable. Reasonable? That doesn't make any sense when we're dealing with probability. Probability suggests price might continue higher based on a liquidity sweep. Then again, we're sitting at a volume node that's so high, it could be met as a resistance level, making price no longer go higher. The probability is there that price could go lower. Same story with trend. The general trend being down, we don't want to trade against it. Instead, we want to trade based on a retest. That retest technically already happened and resulted in a sweep. The sweep was our reversal, saying price might continue higher. However, nothing aside from the sweep has suggested that price is going to continue higher. So, the direction we should be facing is lower, based on the logic from before, where the points of control are in the down move, and the volume is met as a resistance level. From there, we look for low volume nodes that it might target. The first and available, most closest low volume node is quite literally the fair value gap from before this entire line of volume right here. All of this buildup, just before this buildup, below this line right here, is the fair value gap. And from that, my take profit is at the bottom of said fair value gap, because that is the lowest volume node that it could possibly hit within its current range. And we are not in consolidation, meaning the point of control should not be acting as a magnet. Instead, we should be in price discovery here in a second. And that's entirely based on a retest from a move down. It failing this retest makes price want to go lower. Institutions are defending that point of control. They're not going to let price just move up willy-nilly. They're going to do everything in their power to keep it low. I think my odds for this trade are pretty high. Pretty high. Considering where the point of control is, considering where the volume is, considering where the low volume nodes are, considering where price has been, where it went on open based on general trend in the first place. I think price is going to continue lower. And so I've entered in on a 1-to-4 risk-to-reward ratioed short. I'm going to pause the video now. If you guys enjoyed the video, consider dropping a like. Let me know what your favorite moment of the video was down below in the comment section. And if you're new or on the comeback and want to take notes alongside me, I'm not a financial advisor, so I will never suggest one thing or another to you when it comes to your own finances. Do that on your own. I wouldn't trust anybody personally. I don't trust myself with it personally. But I'm here, I'm doing this, and I'm doing the best that I can, taking notes where I can, and learning from my mistakes of the past. Consider subscribing, because I post every day, unless it's a sick day, because, man, Monday took it out of me. I was toast. I was a piece of soggy toast Monday. It sucked. Consider subscribing, because I'm learning, you're learning, we're learning. This is a learning experience for me. And I'm hoping to get good. I'm hoping to get alright with it. Kinda, sorta, maybe, hopefully. I post Monday through Friday. I typically start recording around 8, 9:30, and I don't usually stop recording until either I lose or I take my final take profit. What I'll do is I'll pause throughout the video so that way the length of it's still kind of short. You get plenty of content in between, and it's not a complete waste of time. Type gist. Yeah. I hope you guys you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, you know what to do. I'm going to pause this video now because we are currently in the green zone, but that could easily change. I want to pause this video because it looks like the trade is currently going our way, and I also have work to do on editing other videos for my gaming stuff. So, regardless of what happens here, I'm going to detach completely emotionally. I think the trade's going to go my way, and as a result, I'm going to step away and let it do its thing. I'm not even going to bother looking at it. I'm not going to change my stop loss. I'm not going to change my take profit. I think this trade is a successful one. Complete detach with fluent observation throughout. So I'm not losing too much. I can cut my losses in the event it does decide it's going to break structure. I'm gonna pay attention the entire time. Just so we're on the same page too, I'm gonna do this. I think. Yep. I'm gonna make sure that you guys are able to see it this time, because I believe last time I attempted to do something like this right here, where it actually like tracked it. It didn't work out the way I wanted it to, and because of it doing that, it kind of broke. Like when I went back to the video and saw it, you guys never saw like if it won or if it lost. I just like, you know what? It's a loss. I don't care. Bye type of gist. I care. I do care. Here's the track. You'll see it continue down if we win. You'll see it continue up and hit this level here if we lose. That's how we'll do it. I'm going to go ahead and shrink this down. I'm going to go ahead and shrink this down. And I'm going to do this so it's a little bit cleaner. You have the entirety of the stop loss and take profit visible, so it's no longer a question of where it is. I'll be right back. Okay? Okay. So I was pretty confident in this trade. I was. Looks like Price had other plans. Real big other plans. Took a trade based on volume profile and market direction. I noted a liquidity sweep. Didn't think much of it because I was too stubborn. Didn't want to change my mind from yesterday. From yesterday's mistake. Having changed it and failed, it just didn't go my way yesterday. And I took that into today thinking, yes, it would work in my favor. News came in and swiftly corrected me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We lost today's trade. Biggest mistake on my end was thinking just because I was right to begin with, that price did go down, didn't mean I was right in the end. If you got any suggestions for me as to what I should do to further improve my strategy or just my mentality going into this, let me know in the comments. Consider dropping a like if you enjoyed the video. Leave a follow if you're on the same page as I am. It's just this is not working out as well as you'd hoped. Hopefully we can learn together. This may have very well been a stop hunt that knocked me out of the ballpark, which is completely fine. Makes absolute sense. I'm inclined to think that it might not have been, though. Let me know what you think about this trade down in the comments too. I guess honestly I could use a hand. I could use some help. I'm kind of alone when I'm looking at stuff like this. I'm just trying to get this to work for me, and I know it's an acquired skill, so learning. I'll I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? Peace.